Separating the truth from the lies. Coming at you from the Noonan, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed sky. You're about to receive the shock treatment. I usually reserve your skies today for Fridays, but I'm just going to do it when I see fit. And I see fit right now because apparently going once a week about this topic is not good enough because the sheeple need more prodding to wake up from their slumber. First of all, class. First of all, that's the teacher in me. I used to be a teacher. First of all, how many of you, raise your hand, know or remember when the sun was golden? Do you remember those days? The good old days. The good old days, right? The golden good old days. Those days are long gone. As you can see, we have a white floodlight up in the sky with a bluish tint halo, it appears, around it, as in a chem blanket that's pretty much blocking it out. Global dimming. They actually said global dimming is the goal. Harvard wants to say solar radiation management. The only reason why entities like Harvard are coming out and admitting this is because there is an awakening. It's just that we haven't reached critical mass. You still have people who think this is normal. I'm watching them. I'm watching them step out of the Walmarts. You know, they leave the store, they're going in the store, and they don't see this. They think this is normal. This is not normal, folks. None of this. This is broad daylight, by the way, BTW. This is about 1:45 in the afternoon. You kidding me? I mean, just trying to go for a walk, you know, and in the field and try to get close to God and have a prayer. And you see this smudge out, this literal chem blanket. It's not even a normal cloud system. There's nothing about it that's normal. And you can see, if you actually look at it with your eyeballs that God gave you, you can see the streaks embedded in the chem clouds. It's like they're chemtrailing the old chemtrails, which turned into these clouds full of poison. I don't know what part of this does not resonate or do people not get. And they think, well, our government wouldn't do that. Our government wouldn't do that. Why not? You don't think our government conducts experiments on the unawares? They've never done anything like that, really? You think your government's so loving? They loves you? They love you to death. Literally loves you to death. And I just came across information. It's from geoengineeringwatch.org, Dayton Wigington, talking about how was it Saudi Arabia? I know it was America. Kind of like the UN, and this is what, according to his sources, wanted to enlighten the world on what's going on as far as the geoengineering is concerned, and the U.S. and I think it's Saudi Arabia said no can do. We're gonna ban that. We're gonna block that. I don't know, but what I do know is what I'm looking at is not normal. First of all, you got a weird shaped fake sun over there. Look at that. It's a sun simulator. I don't know. This ain't normal. This white floodlight that when you film it directly without the chem clouds in front of it, that veil, it actually emits floodlight red. Has well, that's the effect it gives. Those, I call them rose petals. It looks like the Walmart logo, only has more petals, but it's all LED looking. Same effect as I get an LED light. Look at it upon further inspection. Is this normal to you? There is nothing normal. Look at it. You could actually see the particles that are trying to form one cloud. And the clouds of yesteryear didn't look like coal ash was sprayed in the sky. And it definitely didn't contain aluminum, strontium, barium. They were normal clouds. They were fluffy. Even the storm clouds that rolled in, you could watch them years ago. I used to watch them. We lived on a small farm in Snoy. I used to watch it in the summertime. They would roll in, it would thunder, it would rain, and then they would leave. You'd actually watch them leave. But such is not the case. Such is not the case now. Look at how you can see the chemtrail to the top of the sun simulator, wherever that is, and in other places. And notice how this thing looks like they took a. Notice the blue halo first of all, but it looks like they took like spider webs you get at the Halloween store, right? And you stretch them out, and some parts are thinner than others. That's what this reminds me of. It's all poison. It's all done to block out the sun, but it ain't to block out the radiation, folks. It's there to. One of the things it's going to do is deprive people of vitamin D, if that indeed is the real sun, which I doubt. But that's one of the side effects. Depends who you talk to. Another one is to control the weather. He who controls the weather controls the world, right? And that's what Lyndon B. Johnson said decades ago. This scene is not a normal scene, folks. It's full of poisons, and it's all done to manipulate the weather, control the weather. Weather warfare, how about that one? Look at the weird shape that is, huh? It's also weather warfare, it's also depopulation, it's multi-layered, folks. And it is killing off life. It is, and they call this terraforming. Look at the bottom, look at how you get streaks of thick or black lines, right? That's not a normal cloud system, folks. I don't know how anybody could look at this and go, yeah, man, that's just normal. It didn't even rain out of that either. Just notice how, for lack of better words, the texture looks. Do you see that? And do you see the ovalness of the white floodlight up there? This is all done by man-made. Again, aluminum, strontium-90, barium, desiccated blood cells, chaff, viruses, aborted baby cells, and the list goes on and on. And who's to say, because the sheeple are so freaking asleep that they can't slip in vaccines in there? Oh, you're not going to take your vaccines like a good little sheeple? All right, well, we'll sock it to you in the freaking air. How about that? And nice try, Cometube. This is not contrails. Contraire mon frere. Since when does that look normal to you? How is that normal to anybody? Do you see the chem drips that's dripping down? Do you see the chemtrails amidst the chem blanket? So the chemtrailing over their old chemtrails, which forms into a cloud, put that in quotes, a blanket, and it all trickles down into the atmosphere. I should say the air column. Our air that we breathe goes into soil, causes a C word that rhymes with answer, respiratory problems, lung disease. Don't make me say the word. You know what I'm talking about. They actually said they're going to continue dimming the Earth. I mean, why? How could anybody in their right mind at a red light not see this? And that reflection on the cars used to be golden, now it's white. How could you not see this? How could you not understand what's going on? We're all bringing it to you in the truth community. I don't care who you listen to. Richie from Boston, Dane Wigington, even Joe Imbriano of the Fulton Reformer, he talks about it. Who else? Matt Rogers out of the UK Skywatchers is a channel. Harvard admitted it. The Truth About Cancer.com or .org, I think it is, has an article about it and tells you what's in these things. So what part of this is hard to understand? What part of geoengineering or climate change, which is really climate engineering, do we not get? Yeah, they got climate change, but guess who's doing it? What's the main cause, the main culprit? Huh? 20 million tons of aluminum alone, worldwide, sprayed on the insects. And the insects, according to them, is you, me, birds, bees, trees, cows, you name it, anything alive. Frankensky. Take a look at this Frankensky scene, folks. That's normal to you? That's what you remember as a child, as a child of the sky, even when storms or clouds rolled in? You remember streaks? You remember thick, flat black lines hither and thither, and white lines going in different angles and shooting out? And you remember the smoked out look? Well, if you remember it like that, then this is working on you. The aluminum alone is causing early onset Alzheimer's. If you think this is normal and forgot what a freaking normal cloud system looks like. And I really think this is why they're parking the way they do. Increasingly so, I've noticed it. I watch human behavior. I watch behavior. I think this is the reason why. It's also the side effect of Big Pharma. It's also 2 Timothy 3. You know, it's just, I don't care. I'm going to park how I want to park, drive how I want to drive, as I eat my GMOs, take my vaccines, and watch my fake news and want to vote for commies. You can't keep it between the lines, folks. Do I need to play the Ricky Van Shelton song, Keep It Between the Lines? Now, this looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. This looks like, if there really were other planets. This looks like one of them. I mean, what are we on? Uranus? They even that's even the joke. Call it something Uranus. They know what they're doing. They're laughing at you as they name these so-called planets. But this looks like something out of, Uranus. Literally looks like it does. Look at this. This is a Frankenstein. Notice the big chemtrail and the foreground of the chem blanket. Do you see what they're doing now? I'm gonna have to blow this up as big as I can get it. That's not a contrail, folks. That's everything you see up there, expanding and connecting to each other to form one giant chem blanket that eventually does dissipate. It comes down and trickles down on us. This is not hard to figure out, folks. I know it's hard, a horse pill to swallow, but it's happening. And according to statistics, they keep saying, the animal population wiped out by 2025. What is it? Robots, automated system, 80% workforce eliminated by 2025. It'll be mostly automated, robotics. Well, if you think about it, how could that be so? I'm not trying to sound like Doug Downer over here, or Negative Ned, but if you connect the dots, they're telling you what's going to happen, or what they aim to be is depopulation, right? So that's why they're doing it. They're hitting you 6 ways from Sunday. The water, the trees, the water, the big pharma, the vaccines, the air. You freaking name it. You buy something as simple as one of those covers you have for your wires. You have wires on the floor and you don't want to trip over them. You better read your labels. They'll say, known to cause a C word that rhymes with answer over there in California. You kidding me? And pink clouds. Since when do we have pink clouds on the horizon at dusk? Look at that, folks. Look at that. Look at that. That's normal? Of course people will say, oh, that's so purty. That ain't normal, folks. Clouds never were pink. The sky at sunset used to be able to have a tinge of pink here and there somewhat, but it was mostly orange. But it wasn't that we didn't have clouds that were pink. Are you kidding me? Folks, it's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up. Because sooner or later, your bubble is going to get burst. Sooner or later. So, and silence is consent. You're consenting to this. You are absolutely part of the problem if you're not waking up. Do your homework. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just take my word for it. We got it right here. The proof is in the pudding. And I go check out geoengineerwatch.org. Go check out the Fulton Informer. Go check out Richie from Boston. Go check out Harvard Solar Radiation Management. Go check out the Truth About Cancer. I want to say com. I can't remember if it's com.org. I keep saying that, but I gotta look that one up. But it's all out there, folks. You just do a little research, and all you gotta do is freaking look up. And if you need to, why don't you take maybe to get an old photo album and look at some of the pictures in the background of sunset and what clouds used to look like, and then you'll say, oh, this ain't normal. He's right. They're right. This ain't freaking normal. No, it's not a contrail. You know what contrails look like? Contrails disappear real quick like your breath in the cold air. All right? And why would Daigle.com, that military, they contract out to the military, they build weaponry, tanks and stuff like that and aircraft. By 2025, over 225 million Americans won't be here. Well, we might be here, but they're hoping we're not. All right? All right? That's what they're hoping for. They're working overtime right in front of your eyes, and they're laughing. They're laughing as they spray us. Because about bulk of the population, it's slow awakening, but it's not where we need it to be critical mass. They're laughing as they spray. They're laughing as they put the fluoride and the chlorine in your water. You crap the tap water. They're laughing as they inoculate you to give you that vaccine full of freaking poison. Look that up. Section 13 hasn't even been tested for carcinogen potential, or mutagenic DNA twisting of your DNA potential, among other things, and autism. All right? 6 ways from Sunday. Think about it. Big Pharma. Bigger than ever, man. Growing up, I never seen this many commercials. Big Pharma. All right? It was rare. We had toy commercials, we had bounty commercials, clothes commercials, movie commercials. What's coming up next on the network commercials? We had, Film at 11 commercials. Not Grandpa, why can't you breathe? Well, I have COPD. Well, yeah, you freaking breathing in chemtrails. And did you smoke too on top of it? Look at the pink clouds, hither and thither. That ain't normal. And it ain't just even at where the sun simulator set is. It's all around the horizon. That ain't normal. If you think this is normal, then you ain't. It's time, folks, to get your soul right with Jesus. He's the only one, the truth, the way, and the life. Narrow is the way to heaven. Wide is the way to hell. The road to hell, or the gate to hell. Wide. All right, folks? I'm trying to wake you up, because your last breath on earth is your next one in eternity, whether up or down. And being silent about what they're doing to our world, I don't think Jesus would want us to be silent. Silence is consent. Do your part. Wake up. Do your research. Just read and share credible information of what's going on. Sound the alarm. Let's reach critical mass. In the meantime, get your soul right with Jesus. Jesus, call to him as you call out to him. Tell him you want him as your Lord and Savior of your life, the author and finisher of your faith. Call to the Alpha and Omega, Jesus, for salvation. We're living in the end times, folks, but there is hope and you're looking at it. Until next time you receive the shock treatment.